Welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I'm Skratch. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. I am currently on the test server, guys. In today's video, we're gonna have a look at the new fusion champion, Lady Noelle. We're gonna see if it's worth going for her. Personally, I think she has a very amazing kit, and I wanna put her up to a test and show you what this champion can actually do. This is a Void Legendary, guys, and overall, it's not the most insane champion in the game, but I do think that has some very, very powerful skills, especially the most powerful revive skill in the entire game on a 3-turn cooldown, AoE revive, which is absolutely massive. You're not really going to get to appreciate this till you're actually going to notice her being able to revive your entire team constantly, right? On a 3-turn cooldown is actually really, really well. The faster she is, the better. Speed aura for arena battles, 30%. Now, I would have liked this aura to actually have 24% in all battles instead. It would have been much, much better, in my opinion, just because it would help us in other content rather than just arena. As usual, I'm not the biggest fan of specific auras. Then, with the A1, she has a chance to put block buffs. Now, she partners with Sir Nicholas, which, let's be honest, he's a pretty trashy champion. Yes, progression-wise, he can help you a little bit, but once you're past that stage, Sir Nicholas becomes irrelevant. And I feel like even with her, he's still going to be irrelevant, unless they are planning to buff him, where he's actually going to be able to do some more funky things. Maybe buff the multipliers a bit on the champion, make him do something else, because at the moment, he's just not doing enough, in my opinion. So if he's on the same team, the block buffs cannot be resisted, and she decreases the turn meter on enemies under freeze. With the A2, which is a pretty nice skill as well, targets an ally. If the target ally is under a ship debuff, will remove it. If the target is not under a ship, it will remove all of the debuffs instead. So you're gonna get a cleanse on one ally. If the target ally is not under a ship, heals them by 50% of her own max HP, and also heals all allies equal to 50% of any surplus heal. Now, if Sir Nicholas is on the same team and she targets him, he will instantly activate Goodwill, which will put unkillable and continuous heal on your team. Then she will place an increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns. I would have liked this skill to give us some turn meter, 15% turn meter, 20% turn meter on all of the team together with the increased speed. I definitely think that it would be way better than it currently is. And as I mentioned, this is an AoE revive on a 3-turn cooldown, and she has a chance to freeze all of the enemies, which again is really, really helpful. A lot of people are under the impression that, well, if she's meant to counter polymorph and she has all of these debuffs, she's gonna be a ship herself. Well, you can build her without accuracy if you really want to, or you can build her in pinpoint, or you can build her in a feral set, or you can build her with the new relic, which will reflect polymorph. But of course, that's something that we basically need to get before we can use. That's pretty much everything in terms of what this champion can do. Now, first, I want to try her in arena, guys. And in arena, I'm going to try a couple of different combos. I'm going to build her on pinpoint with perception. So these are her total stats at the moment. 67k HP. The more HP, the better, because you're going to have a better healing. 3.5k defense, 362 speed, 657 accuracy. And we have a 6-piece pinpoint, which will give us 2 intercept stacks on the champion. Then, of course, in terms of masteries, defense, support, I actually went with accuracy. You can go with Statfast, you can go with Lay of Hands, you can go with Healing Savior just to increase the amount of healing that you're getting. We might do that for the Chimera. We're gonna see once we get to that part if we need to change the masteries. But either way, Eagle Eye just gives you more accuracy if you're planning to use the freeze. Considering that I have her on pinpoint, I'm not really worried about her becoming a ship or anything like that. Now, I haven't gave her a blessing just yet. I do have a 5-star blessing, but we're gonna use that later into the video. So let's start quickly with a run in a dungeon. So basically, this is more for people that are looking at progressing through content. I'm going to show you what she could potentially do for your team. Basically, having that skill on a 3-turn cooldown that freezes and revives is going to be massive. You're going to crowd control the waves. I'm going to use her aura so I don't inflate the stats on my champions by getting more defense or attack or anything else like that. As I was mentioning, I'm not going to inflate the stats. So the AI instantly prioritizes the A2, which will put increased speed on all of your team. Then she will freeze the enemies, then again increase speed, which is definitely really helpful. And then slowly it will keep the enemies frozen just because she is able to rotate that skill fast. Now, true, I do have her at a pretty high speed where people that are looking to progress through the game won't be at that level, but it's just an idea of what this champion can do. Massive crowd control on the waves, revive, increase speed on your team, which will be really helpful while you're progressing through the game. I'm not going to say that this champion is going to be great in dungeons endgame, because in endgame we don't care about revivers, we don't care about crowd control, we just want to smack the waves as fast as possible, get to the boss, and nail the boss as well, basically, right? That's the whole idea. But progression-wise, even if you have her at 250 speed, she's still going to perform really well, especially that she's going to put that increased speed and she's going to overlap the ads non-stop. So they will never really take a turn, because the ads on the dungeons, especially on a normal mode, they are like at base speed more or less. So she will take 2-3 turns before they will get to make a move, and even when they get to make a move, they will be frozen and rinse and repeat. So basically, the ads will never move. Now in the Doom Tower, if you're looking to progress on the waves as well, she will be massive just because of this simple fact. Increased speed, you have of course the freeze, which will be very helpful. On hard mode Doom Tower, it's not really going to be the same story, because those waves are actually pretty fast, 200 plus speed. So it's going to be a completely different story. If we're talking about Curse City, again, it's going to be massive. If we're talking about Faction Wars, you're trying to complete your Faction Wars to get that Lydia. She's going to be absolutely insane for Faction Wars with the crowd control and the revive. Pretty much the most important things that you do need to defeat any factions, right? Especially if they have some nasty bosses. So as you guys probably noticed, they never really took a turn. Now it does depend what other characters you have available on your account, of course, but I'm using more accessible characters in the fight just to kind of like give you an idea. Slowly and surely you will kill them. Even if you're not killing them as fast as my champions do, you're still going to kill them just for the simple fact that they're never going to take a turn. So it's pretty straightforward, unless you get a 3% and you get resisted on the freeze, right? Now on the boss, she's not really doing that much in terms of being helpful with the debuffs, but she's very helpful with the healing. So as you may notice, we are getting pretty low. Now when she is healing somebody that's close to being fully healed, and of course she generates a massive healing, the surplus heal will spread to the rest of the team as well. So if a champion is at 28k HP out of the 30k HP, and she's going to heal that champion for 30k, she's going to pretty much fully heal your entire team, which is really helpful. So this was just kind of like an idea for people that are looking to progress through the game. Don't follow the stats, follow your own stats, follow your own champions, but pretty much she's going to do the exact same thing that you've seen in this video. Now that we've covered that part, time to go in arena right here. So I'm not going to use Siphi. Siphi, she's an amazing counter to freeze champions, and that's mainly because of the passive, right? She has a 40% fully booked, 50% chance to remove fear or freeze. So she will counter the champions. I want to have a bit of fun with Tormin and Burn and Freeze in general. I feel like they're definitely a pretty interesting combo. We're going to try her with Sir Nicholas. We're going to do a couple of different things just to kind of like give you guys an idea of what she can do. So we're going to freeze. Beautiful. Siphi putting the block buffs, which is fine. Now my main problem right here is if Siphi's passive is going to proc, right? Because that can be a pretty nasty issue. So there you go. Tormin, he got polymorph. That's exactly what I wanted to see, actually. Let's do that. Do not kill her. Come on. Why you had to kill her? I was about to remove that polymorph. I guess I'm going to do it after, right? So polymorph. Okay. Seems like it got removed by itself. But look at the turn meter. We just gained 50% turn meter, which is massive. So right now, I want to remove that decreased defense from my champion. I had no surplus healing, unfortunately, to heal the rest of my team. The HP is not that high on my Lady Noelle, so I'm not really generating massive heals. But this is a good fight just because we're gonna be able to get polymorphed pretty often, right? So that's why I'm using champions that debuff and do other things like that. So let's go with the A1 instead. Okay, seems like we won this a bit too easy, I would say, right? So we can take that Sifi down. That's fine. We can find different teams where it's gonna be played out a bit better. So it's all about champions that will have no stone skin. Let's try this one out. If they have stone skin, it's gonna be a completely different story. And considering that we have Sifi in there, it's definitely not gonna be too fun. And that's mainly because she will remove the freeze, right? Okay, so let's do that. And let's put decrease speed. Look at Tormin. So whenever they're taking turns. Okay, let's do some damage there. Come on, man, just take some turns there so Tormin can smack you. Okay, so we got frozen, and that's because of Yumeko's how you call it, hacks, reflecting the damage. So block buffs right there. Our poor Tormin. I'm just trying to show you this super old fun strategy that we used to have. I was supposed to cleanse Tormin right there, but I did not think about it. That's fine. Let's try to find out a different team where we can maybe put this in action. El Piero, what do we have here? So we have only one polymorph. Hopefully my champions will get polymorphed so I can actually show you this in a better way. So let's put a freeze. Beautiful. So they're frozen. Let's do that. Let's try to melt the stone skin on the rest. And look at Tormin, just slowly smacking them, you see? Beautiful. This was an amazing strat. I used to run this with Ignatius and him when they released Tormin as a fusion. HP burn and freeze was massive. So nobody getting polymorphed. No, but every time they tick, we're making boom. Let's put more freeze in there. Let's put more freeze in there. Let's smack that UDK. Let's buff again. Let's use the A1 only. We don't want to do too much damage. And Tormin is slowly taking them down. So I'm not going to use that A2 just in case if somebody will get polymorphed. Which doesn't really seem like the case. There's not enough ship in here. Okay, there we go. Plus the UDK is so slow, it needs to take some turns in order for it to happen. Okay. I think we're just gonna melt him down, to be honest. Yep. Game over. So, basically, this is a fun strat. Not necessarily the best strat for Arena, considering that you can get polymorph so much, but I'm just trying literally to get polymorph so I can actually show you the whole magic. So we're gonna go versus this team. I'm not expecting to win versus Taras, of course. I'm just trying to get polymorphed. So let's see. Okay. He's gonna break the poly, which is fine, but he gained 50% turn meter. You saw that. So my Lazarus is about to take a turn in a second once again. What I'm hoping right here is that see if his passive again is not going to mess me up, because that's annoying. So look at Tormin just going ham. Come on, get polymorphed. Get polymorphed. Look at that damage, guys. Look at that damage. So right now I can just go and kill that Marichka. That's fine. I'm gonna go A1. Not a problem. Nobody getting polymorphed. Okay. So she came back to life. Devil, let me freeze you again with your damn passive. Yeah, polymorphed. No polymorph. Sif is down. Tormin going ham. Tormin going ham again. And yeah, that Taras is gonna smack him. We might actually even win the fight, to be honest. Right now, I'm actually just going to cleanse Tormin. Seems like nobody wants to get polymorphed in here, so what can I do? Do I need to back the game to polymorph me when I don't want to get polymorphed? I'm instantly getting polymorphed, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, let's do that again. Just gonna attack that Sifi. What about now? Polymorph? No polymorph once again. Freeze! Nobody moves! Nobody moves because Tormin is about to clap ya. Nobody moves. It's nice to have a burn. That's why I'm using Gismaking here, because he just applies the burn and I don't have to worry about it. Bang! That was actually a pretty nice touch. I was not expecting to win. Look at Tormin's damage. 342k damage. Unfortunately, no polymorph. Now, I do want to show you a couple of different things. So this time around, I'm actually going to go in with Sir Nicholas. I feel like I do need to show them to you. I'm not a fan of that comp. I just don't think they're good enough. And that's mainly because of good old Sir Nicholas. So let's see. Sir Nick, where are you hiding? And just no polymorph in there, actually. Yeah, let's bring in a lockout. Warlord. Let's bring in a lockout as well. So we have the speed aura, we have a thermometer booster, we have a damage dealer, which doesn't really do enough damage, but hey, we're still gonna play it out like he would actually do a lot of damage, right? So, we're locking them, just to make sure they're not clapping us. We're freezing them. Of course, the freeze from Narcissus will go over to Ancora. We're gonna put continuous heals. And let's see if we do that. Let's see if we do that. Yeah. Have fun. You cannot do nothing because we have Unkillable from Sir Nick. We can cleanse that fear right now. We're not going to get polymorphed in here because he has no polymorph. So we're going to have to play it a bit different. Slowly, let's kill that Narcissus. A1. You see, not enough damage. 40k only, to be honest, is really not great right now. Put block buffs on him. Try to take him down. Beautiful. Okay, seems like he's getting polymorphed. Yes, we do need to do that. We gotta put that unkillable again if we can. So we're gonna put this on Sir Nick. Sir Nick will activate his A3. Right now, we're gonna go all in, baby. Yeah, that's why Sir Nicholas is trash, okay? Let's be honest. That damage is absolutely trash. Trash. And I'm not gonna try to make it sound better than it is. It's just trash, okay? So, Ancora coming in hot. We gotta take her down. 23k hit, 20 plus k on the shield. So, slowly and surely we are getting the job done. But unfortunately, we got our unkillable removed by Armans. So, that's a bit dangerous. Thankfully, Sir Nicholas has it up once again. And we can continue to do some serious damage. Block buffs on Armans. Okay, Sir Nick going in ham once again. Just not enough damage. To kill even a Narcissus, which is HP base, but he's squishy. He's not a tanky champion. It's not like he has 20k defense. And yes, look at the damage. Lazarius more than Sir Nicholas. And Lazarius was not even on his damage form. And he's not even on Savage. Yes, you guys get the drill. So Sir Nicholas damage just sucks B, okay? You guys can put the rest of the letters to understand the word. But I really think Sir Nicholas needs a buff of some form. I don't like to use them together. I would not recommend you to use them together in an actual fight. It's gonna literally take you forever to kill somebody. And most likely, if you're going versus a decent team, you're absolutely going to get demolished. I don't think they're good together. Now, if we are going to use her without Sir Nicholas, let's try to find a different team where we could potentially get polymorph this time around. So what do we have? 1 6-star polymorph, 2 6-star polymorphs. So we have a lot of nasty void champions in there. And he might be faster though. Plus 4 Siphi. I mean, I'm gonna risk it. I just don't think I'm faster. I just don't think I am faster than that. So who should we use as a damage dealer? Let's go in with... Let's bring Ramantu. He can get polymorph and deal a bit of damage if he doesn't die. And if we're faster. I don't think we are, but hey, we are faster, baby. Let's go. Now, you know... Why is Marius not counterattacking? I tried to drop his thermometer twice. He might be having one of those broken relics. So, we put a freeze, Warlord resisted, then he attempted to lock us, and we haven't got locked by the looks of it. So, it's definitely something with that weird relic, yeah, because we're not landing any debuffs, okay. So, Farfstoff's team is... not a good example. Not a good example whatsoever. So, let's go on and just wipe them off. I'm not even gaining buffs. I'm not even using skills. What is happening in here? Excuse me? Excuse me? My buffs and debuffs do not work, but yours do? What the heck? Okay, so that's the broken rally, guys. Either way, let's find a different different opponent, because that's not what we're trying to see in here. So if we are going to refresh, not enough polymorph on the test server to really put her in action, guys. That's the sad part. So we're gonna go versus Buzur again. He has a couple of polymorphs in there. Let's see. So buff with this, lock with this, freeze with that. He had, of course, pinpoint, so that's not gonna work. Then who has polymorph? Sifi and the other one. So let's do that. Okay, we got polymorphed. Thankfully, finally. Oh my god, I cannot believe it. Look at that. Look at that beauty. And we're out of it with full turn meter almost. 50% turn meter. Massive. Massive. That's what I tried. I was trying to show you guys, and finally I am able to show you that. So the A2 is actually really nice. I like the A2. Even if it's not only about polymorph, just in general, I think it's a very very useful skill, you know. Bang, we decrease the turn meter as well, and job done. So I feel like was enough with Arena. There's no point to try and spin around because I cannot really find any different teams. What I'm going to do right now, I'm actually going to swap the build. I'm going to put her in 9-piece protection, and we are going to head over to the Chimera. We want to make sure we have her at her full potential. So I'm going to get Brimstone on her, guys, just because that's some extra damage. So let's go right here, Brimstone. And her total stats on this set, by the way, because I haven't showed them to you. Much better HP, less speed, plenty of accuracy. You need to have a higher crit damage on her than any other champion to ensure that the ramp form won't smash her, okay? Very important. And masteries, we can play around with the masteries, actually. So let's get War Master. That will generate a bit of extra damage. So let's go in like this. I feel like I have plenty of HP. I don't really need to generate a bigger healing. So I'm going to go in like this. I'm going to go in like that. I'm going to go in like this, like that, and like that. And here, none of them will really help us, to be honest, because we're not going to generate a shield. So let's just say we're going to go with Heart of Glory. And this will be the masteries for PvE content. And I have almost plenty of accuracy. I have 486. Let's just hope that will get the job done, right? But let me show you what she can actually do in here, guys. So we're going to start directly with the increased speed, because that's what we want to get. And the revive is going to be massive. Once we're going to get to the ramp form, you're going to get to understand it better. And you're only going to value that revive once you're going to see and you're going to feel how impactful it will actually be. Now, if I'm bringing in an Elva, if I'm bringing in a Sifi, they will revive a single champion on a 3-turn cooldown or on a 4-turn cooldown, which sucks, okay? Now, with her, I'm going to be able to revive my entire team on a 3-turn cooldown. And it might not seem super important on this form, but once we're going to get to the ramp form, you're actually going to understand how impactful it will be. On top of it, the block buffs that she brings, again, is going to be very, very solid. Plus, it will help us with the passive on the ramp. If we're going to land a debuff with her first, we can activate the passive. But I'm going to explain you all that once we get to that boss in particular. So, yes, we don't have immunity from her. We don't have a full cleanse. Thankfully, we have Opardin in here that will give us some immunity. It will give us a partial cleanse and stuff. And of course, it's basically like just taking Elva out of the team and putting her instead. Now, I've made a video already on that team. Pretty solid damage, 1k Ultra Nightmare. I'm not going to play an entire run with her. I just want to show you how effective the revive actually is. So, with the healing, you always want to target the champion with the highest HP. So, like this, you're basically going to generate a massive healing for the rest. You see, 19k, 19k. Pretty damn good. Almost a full HP on the rest. Now, the more HP on her, the bigger the healing as well. But to be honest, we're already at a point where we have a pretty high HP on her. So I'm not really expecting any miracles from that, right? Then let's keep on cracking in here with some decent damage. We gotta provoke. That happens, right? We haven't timed Opardin's A3 to make sure we're countering this skill, so that's a mistake that we've done. That's why, in a way, I really prefer Elva over her. So I feel like there are two champions that will really shine more in here than her. Cena, of course, which is the GOAT, and Elva. Right? Elva, because of the continuous clans, giving you more immunity, the continuous heals as well, with Opardin, they're just going really, really nice, hand in hand. But other than that, I mean, Raka is actually a pretty solid option too. So right now we can actually generate some more healing in here. Let's actually go for Marius this time around. 11k on the rest, pretty good. So I feel like Cena, Raka, Elva are better than her. I feel like she's next in the list. Siphi, revive on a 4-turn cooldown, a single champion. I don't like Siphi for this fight, to be honest, just because of that. And when you get at the Ram form, your damage dealers will just die like flies, one after another. And that's just not good at all. Okay, so there we go, getting in some good damage. Swapping to the next form, which will cost us a lot of damage, of course, because it is what it is. Let's get in some more Thermiter, put in some poisons. That are not really doing much. The block buffs is very, very helpful too. Especially if you don't use a champion like Ramantu, that will bring you block buffs. Where are we? 5 turns, so the boss will metamorph. I really want to show you the next part. I'm not going to debuff anymore, even though I feel like I should have put in that increased speed. I think we got resisted before or something. So let's get in some more healing, get in the increased speed, get in the continuous heals, hopefully protected. We got some protected immunity, which is actually massive. So now the boss will kill my Opardin, most likely. There we go. Double hit. That's fine. I'm not going to use the A2 because I want to put increased accuracy. And I want to make sure I'm activating the passive. So we activated the passive with the Toxic set. I'm going to revive right now. So Opardin is back. We're going to put increased attack. We're going to put increased accuracy on the rest. And I'm not going to deal damage yet because I want to debuff with Ramantu first. Let's get a full heal in here. Ramantu, put some debuffs. Beautiful. So we activate the trials. Put in that block buffs. We got a stun on a couple of champions. That's fine. Not a problem. So look at him. 1, dead. Marius, I don't want to... actually, let's revive. Let's cleanse as well. Let's get in some funky things in here. Let him die non-stop. Marius. Dead. Actually, I haven't revived. What am I talking about? I cleansed. We can revive now, though. Beautiful. They're back. Both of them. Not one. Both of them. That's why I really like her. That's why I think that she's an amazing support. Another one died. What can we do? Most likely another one is going to die in a second. So let's put in some more debuffs in there. Let's generate some healing on Ramantu preferably. There we go. So Marius is gonna die as well. How do I know that? Well, the reflect damage is pretty nasty. Now we do have that stun on, which, as I mentioned, if you don't have a good immunity champion, it's gonna be pretty hard to deal with that. But look at that. We revive again. Yes, the boss metamorphs. The boss probably will kill them. Or kill a few of them. That's fine. You know why? Because we can revive again on a 3-turn cooldown. All the team. Which is massive. So, as I mentioned, I do not want to do a full run. I literally just wanted to spotlight this very specific thing. Because I think it's absolutely amazing. Having the ability to constantly revive and revive and revive your entire team. Faster than with any other champion. Except that Cena, who gets a lot of crazy turn meter. I think is massive. I think is really helpful, and a lot of people will regret it. Okay, a lot of people will regret it if they're skipping the fusion, because they will be like, "Oh my God, so many videos came out with Lady Noelle in the Chimera. Why haven't I done the fusion? Because she's actually pretty good in there." Now, I do want to tell you one thing. I do not care if you're doing the fusion. Not at all. I will sleep exactly the same. I will wake up exactly the same, and I will live my life exactly the same. But I do want to tell you one thing. as I'm usually telling you, if you think that this champion can improve your account, okay, if you think that you don't have Sina, you don't have Elva, you don't have Oraka, and you're thinking, okay, will this champion help me anywhere? I would strongly suggest you, if you have the resources, go and do the fusion. Now, if you think that this champion cannot help your account because you're already loaded with a lot of champions and you just don't think she will help you, don't do the fusion. Go and work on something else. Go and get masteries. Go and farm Sand Devils. Go and farm something that will allow you to progress your account. That was all for the video, guys. Appreciate every single one of you guys watching. If you enjoyed the content, smash a like, subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.